Ladies and gents, welcome to Zelda Speedruns. Welcome to the Link to the Past Randomizer Challenge Cup. And, well, I wanted to make a nice little movie reference here, but I didn't come up in time with something, so screw that. Today we'll have the winners by race. So the winner of this race, which is a 5-ray race, will go straight to the brackets and straight to round number 2. But since I am not knowledgeable enough to talk about this kind of stuff, let's fade out the music and let's switch to the layout and let's invite my 2 commentators for today, who will be Seto and Willard J. Bradley. Enjoy.
Hey, welcome all to some Link to the Past Randomizer. All 4 of these runners here have been through 10 group stage matches and have come out 10-0, meaning they get the opportunity today to race with one other person not on Restream for the chance at that bye race. I am joined today by Willard J. Bradley, a much more well-known commentator than myself, obviously.
And Willard is dead.
Uh-oh.
He died for our sins.
Well, we
There
should
he
be
is.
underway here. Are you there, Willard?
No, he's not.
Well, anyway, we should be underway here shortly. This is just an open randomized swords defeat Ganon seed, so short and simple. Each of these runners not having any extra challenges like Enemizer, Key Sanity should be hour and a half, 2-hour match tops, especially from 10.
Yeah, maybe Discord is actually giving us a little bit of trouble right here.
I'm trying my darndest.
There's Willard. I heard him.
Hi!
Hey there.
It's nice of you to join us, sir.
I put my trust in the power of technology and it let me down. But I'm here. Hello, everyone.
Well, welcome. We should be, like I said, getting underway any moment now.
I heard you mentioning that this is a very standard setting and this should be under 2 hours. What?
Should be. I mean, this is randomizer, so anything could happen.
Have you ever heard of the pedestal?
I have heard of the pedestal. Pedestal has sometimes not treated me very nicely either, so that's why I said should.
Now, imagine these runners having to do all dungeons. Could you imagine that? Isn't that wild?
Imagine I have lived it in this tournament. It is no stranger to this tournament thus far.
My last 3 matches, I think, were all... Actually, the last 3 out of 4 were all Agassi as well. So I've just gotten used to just assuming that basically going to have to do everything. But who knows? You're right. Getting way ahead of myself. This could be real quick. Could be a jet seat. I mean, we might finish like 110. I don't know. Possibilities.
Well, it's rando. Anything's possible. I like that, though. Assume the worst. And it looks like we are off. And 2 runners starting off immediately picking up Moon Pearl in the house, and looks like they are taking the standard check the Uncle Treepool route. Make that 3 runners, and 1 actually starting off in the Sanctuary. Hoping for a good item off this tree, maybe some bombs, and it looks like just a little bit of money. Meanwhile, Frostbite's making the play up the check Tree Pull and Lumberjack. And a mirror on Uncle. That's actually a pretty decent find this early. It'll help for some great routing, especially if we can reach the Dark World early. And checking the Lumberjack, it's just a big 20, so I doubt anyone will be fighting Aghanim just for that. Meanwhile, the other 3 runners picking up the magical boomerang and the sanctuary probably just heading off to CAC. We'll see if anybody else checks that lumberjack. And Frostbite checking our stun prize gets lucky with a 4 bomb drop. That's actually going to help a lot going into the Kakariko area. We did have a quick map check. I'd seen crystals, but it was too quick for me to catch really what was going on.
Sadly, Willard is having a little bit of trouble with the restream not cooperating and overwhelming his internet, so I'll cover for him for now, and we'll try to find out if we can do something about it. I seriously hope so, but I can't promise it, sadly.
Well, not to be overshadowed by Willard dropping out for a moment, we had a bow in the Lost Woods. That is a great find, as well as half magic.
That's a loaded start for sure. Already having Moon Pearl, Mirror, Bow. Crazy.
And 2 of our runners actually were able to pick up a single bomb on the way. They'll at least be able to check Blind's hut. Top Life has not found a bomb yet, though.
I believe there are bombs in Blind's hut, so...
I've not seen any yet.
Maybe I was blind, but I thought I just saw bombs.
We
No.
did have a magic cape in the back of Blind's hut.
Yeah, that's pretty sad now for Top Life. He has to go buy bombs. At least he has enough money for it.
Right. If Top Life picks up all of his rupees along the way, and the other 2 actually, they should have enough to do the bottle merchant. Unfortunately, or not Top Life, Frostbite. Top Life will have to choose either bombs or the bottle merchant.
And we found the boots in the well for Frostbite. So this is going to be fast movement and bombs. Sadly, Top Life didn't go well right away, because he would have bombs by now. And the lantern as well. So much items. Oh, so many items in Kakariko. Quite crazy. So far.
Yeah, sometimes you get fortunate and Kakariko pays off. And our chicken hut check is just a big 20. Park container in the back of the tavern. Looks like we're about done and gotta head south.
So we got at least a weapon in form of the bow and a few items here and there. Since we saw this many, I think you might want to gamble the racing game and just check it. And not gamble and just check it, because I don't feel like there should be lots more there.
Yeah, typically if I find more than 2 or 3 items, I'll just check the game and not actually go through it.
Yep. But Frostbite is saying, nope, I am going to check it. I mean, with boots, it's okay-ish, but...
Well, we'll find out if his gamble was worth it here in just a moment.
Oh.
Meanwhile, the other 3 runners are clearing out the rest of Kakariko. And that's a fire rod, definitely worth it.
Yep, for sure.
Wow, so a treasure trove of items already.
Also, yeah, Tale is pointing it out. We have Cape and Lantern. Just see the screaming agonyms.
Correct, and with a moon pearl already in hands too, all they need is some sort of sword just to get through the curtains, and it's Aggie time maybe. They still have quite a few checks they can make though before they get that far.
And we already have 8 hearts, which is crazy. So, no health issues.
Oh yes, definitely a healthy seed thus far. We're getting a Sashi check on Frostbite's side.
Sword! There we go.
Oh man. That is Aghanim access at least. Looks like we're gonna continue on to Eastern. Not a bad play. Lamp and bow in hand. It's clearable.
And Frostbite is actually trying to find more items and potentially, or like probably finish Eastern, right? Because Crystal can't finish it.
Right. You gotta mention that 3-man synchronization picking up that fire rod with the other 3 racers. Especially after taking such a different route through the town. And Hylia Island just having some bombs. The uncle set up bombs, no less.
And Hexor is now approaching Eastern Palace as well, and he will be rewarded with his very own sword. And we have the green pendant in Skullwoods, so that's a good check.
Kind of feels bad that it's full clearable, but at the same time, it's also 2 quick item checks if they still choose to dip into that pendant.
Yep.
Well, Kutzman is being the only runner that's checking South Shore at the moment. The normal standard play.
And yeah, sadly, I have to break it to you. Willard's internet is completely borked, and he cannot properly watch the 4 races, especially since one of them is streaming in 1080p. So, sadly, we won't be able to enjoy blasting Willard J. Bradley commentary just today. I guess since Wolfman is offering it, jump in, my friend. And I can take over the tracking for you, just so you don't have to do a double.
Alright, well, real fast, we did find a shovel and another sword in Mini Moldorm Caves. So that is access to 2 swords.
Well, having the Master Sword does help, but I am a little bit concerned regarding Dark World access. Good afternoon / evening, by the way, Wolfman 2000 here. Right now,
Hey.
our runners only have Top Life. I don't like what Top Life just did there. He ignored the big chest. We got 2 of the 3 items already in Eastern, but the first chest that was open had the compass. Is Frostbite gambling?
I think he may be. You could end up biting him in the rear, but it might just be the play too. It's not something I'm a fan of, though. It's just about an extra 15 seconds to pick up that item.
Well, apparently Frostbite wishes to take out some Marmos Knights, while Kutzman is going to visit the Bird Lover. Play Link Between Worlds if you don't get the reference. Only a piece of heart, though.
Yep, successfully sets up the fake flipper out of the hobo, though. Just a big 20 on Armus Knights today. So at least he got his item.
So Frostbite's gamble actually worked. Big Chest had the map.
So far, the only decent item they got out of Eastern, though, was that Bombos medallion. Could come into play later on. We don't know what required medallions are out there, or even if they're required at all.
Also, thank you, Top Life, and probably Frostbite as well. Mimic Cave is pointless.
And seeing a big 50 on the Zora ledge, Ketzman's out. We'll see where he's heading off to. Hacksaw's heading into his Armus fight, as well as Top Life here in a moment. Frostbite should be
Where?
picking up a Master Sword soon.
Yeah, that is true. Having the Master Sword would give another way to break the barrier. But at the same time, we are running out of progression spots.
Correct. Without a glove, they can't even technically get up to Death Mountain, so there's really not much left.
For those that are asking, the magic mirror was on Uncle.
Yes, and Frostbite actually skipped his Uncle checks temporarily, probably hoping to do it with a back of escape check. That, as far as I can think of, that's really all that's left other than Box Spot.
Well, at least Top Life does have the Master Sword. Or, excuse me, Frostbite has the Master Sword. Top Life has the first crystal. And now is probably going to head to South Shore as well. In the meantime, did any runner go into Ice Cave yet?
I do not believe they went that far, but if they did or not, we're about to find out. And thank you, chat. No, Shovel Spot also has been left up in the open. No one's been there yet. But only one runner, and now two have got the shovel, so hopefully we'll see that soon too. Frostbite looks to be setting up the fake flipper here momentarily. Or the water walk. I did not see him set it up.
He could be going for the water walk too. Oh no! Zora got the pot shot, but because the fake flipper / water walk took place on the same screen, then that means, well, at least it's not instant death, but at the same time, that may have been preferable. Would have been quicker.
Correct. Looks like Frostbite's just going to head to that bonk spot now. In all fairness, though, Zora isn't in logic, don't have enough money for him, and the other three items we already know. Wow. Scratch that, hammer. The other three items in the water areas are not very worthwhile.
We are not quite there for legitimate Dark World access, or at least proper traversal yet. Unless, of course, Pyramid Ledge is guarding the glove.
Right, but with that hammer, at least there's a hope.
Oh, here's that dig spot that Chad has been asking about, and nothing.
Looks to be nothing. That looks like we'll be getting that escape play here shortly. At the very least, we'll be able to route it in with Aghanim if Aggie is in fact required.
But Frostbite is going to have a choice. Once he gets that mirror, is he going to do the full escape approach, or is he going to just do front half and then go up Aga Tower?
You know, that's a very interesting question. With the lamp in hand, he could make it all the way to the back of escape and then go up if necessary. And it is in logic. Top Life, meanwhile, making the Agena play, another very rarely checked this early spot.
Cutsman heading over to Eastern, Hacksaw swimming away from the bird lover. Alright. Agena, what do you have? Ammunition. Not what we're looking for.
Not necessarily. Here we go on the first chest in. It's just a single rupee in the escape.
Oh, take a look at Hacksaw, going to the Waterfall of the Wishing. I don't remember if we saw what was here yet. Remember, this is a sequence break.
I believe just Top Life went there. Now, depending on what Frostbite finds in these first 3 chests, might affect his decision to go to the back of Escape or not. If there's still a small key and map sitting out there somewhere, he might just opt to skip it.
That's only 50. And I believe we saw 50 rupees on the ledge, so we can eliminate that. Looks like everyone is heading to Hyrule Castle right now, though. We are running very low on progression locations. So what's in Zelda's cell?
We did get those flippers. Unfortunately, those spots have been checked by at least a few of our runners already, so they know that's not going to help.
So, yeah, that actually doesn't help as much as we would like. Unless... oh, gosh. What would you rather have, Seto? Aga required seed or King Zora required seed?
I enjoy a good Aggie Tower execution, to be honest. And, I mean, Zora's a 50-50. Not really much challenge in that.
So, I don't know if you had caught that, but Frostbite had gotten to the sewer chest, opened it up, realized it was the map, and then has vamoosed.
I believe Frostbite died during the fake flipper trial, so he's thinking maybe there is something down there.
Technically wasn't a death, but close enough, yes.
Well, yeah, not a death, just kind of a soft lock. Fortunately for the other runners that did that, though, they'll be able to know there's nothing there and just nope straight up the tower.
Okay, Hacksaw is going to be the first of our 4 to go for the full escape. Oh. Somehow, Cutsman missed a key somewhere. I did not see where that key was. Oh, according to chat, Hacksaw stole a key. And that's how we learned about Tempered Sword. But... Seto? This is a problem. What's left?
I really can't think of between the 4 runners anything they haven't been to yet unless they want to farm money for Zora.
I think it's either we farm for money, or we have to go to Aga Tower.
Yeah, and that's going to be exceptionally difficult. They do not have the gloves to do the hula hand play in the graveyard, but they do have the flippers, so they can't do the other hula hands. So it's going to be a pretty difficult time trying to farm money.
Which means we're going to deal with one extortionist or the other being Kiki the monkey. Cutsman doing a little jig for purchasing the bombs, I believe.
Fair enough.
And Hacksaw about to take a dive.
Frostbite first runner in Aggie Tower. It looks like Hacksaw's following in suit. I kind of like the play. I mean, there's no telling how long it would take to farm money for Zora. At least we know this is going to be 3.5, 4 minutes.
The tricky part here, there are 2 primary money grinding spots in the game, at least easy ones. But however, they require the power gloves, which we don't have access to right now. The only other kinda slightly long way of pulling this off right now would be Carrying a bunch of fish over to the bottle vendor one at a time and hoping you get a lot of money out of it. You certainly get a smorgasbord of everything else.
Oh yeah, he's apt to give you out magic, bombs, anything you want. There is one, like, 3-chest game they can play in the Lost Woods, but I wouldn't think that would be efficient enough to make their money fast enough.
It can, assuming you actually are able to just go straight through with 100 after 100 after 100 and hope you don't lose it all, or 300 or 300 in that case.
Correct.
But yeah,
That's luck-based. I like the Aggie play at this point. Especially
regrettably,
with Tempered Sword.
I like that too. And also, thank you, Hentile. Everyone will have gone to the Kuko hut by now.
Hey, it helps that one runner that bull rushed Aggie before they checked the chicken coop.
That is fair. Alright, so while we're having a little bit of fun, it's time for chat to have some fun as well. As we face off against Aghanim 1, Aghanim is going to fire between 0 to 15 blue balls, inclusive integer values only. Assuming a perfect play, how many are we going to see?
I'm gonna take a guess myself. I'm gonna say 5. It's about the average I see. How about you, Wolfman? How many you want to see today?
I am feeling generous. 0. Now, Aga works in a cycle of 5. First one is always a valid hit. 2nd through 4 are where the blue balls can show up. 5th, lightning, and then we, do the hokey pokey and you turn yourself around. That's what it's all about. There was one blue ball. And now, will it just be 1?
Looks like
Just-
just 1.
Just 1 indeed.
We have the other 2 racers finally joining in the Aggie Tower climb.
And, okay, green crystal is already Skullwoods, we confirmed that. Or Pennant, and for some reason I had missed where all those were located. I was trying to find the other pendant. Oh, that was because Tower Hera was the other pendant, I missed that. Also, Pyramid Ledge had nothing.
And we did have red crystals on Swamp and on Pod.
Thank you.
So flippers were 100% required this seed. Looks like both runners heading straight to Pod. They have the option to full clear it. It's a red crystal. And there are 5 items in here as well, so hopefully we'll find some progression along the way.
It really feels kind of strange that we have progression like this, especially with money being so tight. And for the record, chat, the flippers were located in Zelda's dungeon cell.
It's worth noting, Kutzman actually does not have the money required to make it all the way into Pod just yet. He's going to have to make a few kills or go the alternate route.
I'm sorry, did you say... Oh, okay, you said that Kutzman doesn't have enough. You're right, not yet. But right now, I am concerned about Hacksaw's inventory. It's lacking a hammer.
Ooh, he did not go to Bunk Rocks. That's going to feel bad later on when he finds that hammer.
And I had missed what was on the hint tile on Frostbite's side, but Hacksaw will likely check it for us.
It's the Race Rom's hint.
In other words, completely pointless.
It gives us a good laugh. Technically, it's not wrong either.
Fair enough. 2 checks here, at least one is guaranteed to be a small key. And this time only one. We actually have a compass and big key early. This is gonna make routing a slight pain.
And it looks like Cutsman's heading in the pod without his hammer as well.
Alright, second key found. Can't say I'm surprised by that one. I kinda have to wonder if we're gonna end up with a 1-to-1 key, up there where you see Frostbite's chest right there. There's another key.
With the key downstairs, it's very much possible there is actually an item on that vanilla big key spot, actually. Or just a map.
I think we're going to be guaranteed to get one more key somewhere in this general area, but thank you, game. But so far, we haven't found a lot of items yet. They're probably in this back portion, knowing our luck. How about here? 20 rupees, it's technically an item.
I do have to say, I'm not completely surprised about 2 of the runners for getting their hammer and bonk spots. It's not a spot you get to check this early very often. But it is going to feel really bad when they do find it.
Alright, also note the current key count. The big key chest has something today.
Correct, and with where Frostbite is, we can now guarantee that there had to have been a key in the vanilla big key spot.
Yeah, that had to have been... Yeah, so it was a 1-to-1 key. Second item chest only had money, don't care. Third one had money, don't care. We know that this big chest will never have a small key, so what's it got for us? Arrows kinda care, but not what we're after. So the funny thing is, the way this dungeon was set up, we could have just go-moded it.
Unfortunately, yes. Unless Helmasaur himself has some sort of game-breaking item, they could have saved this for any time. But isn't that how it always seems to turn out when it's the first dungeon you can get into?
More often than I would like to admit, Seto. Cutsman is about to be disappointed, and Hacksaw saved and quit. Oh no, they're about to head to Bonk Rocks.
I don't feel bad.
Alright. And incoming disappointment in 3, 2, 1. Nope. Taking it well.
Well, at the very least, he has the hammer, so there's that.
That is true.
And at this point, might just put off pod till much later.
Oh, Axon never checked the Lumberjack. We know that it only had munitions. Either that or money, but it's practically munitions.
20.
Yeah, munitions. And Cutsman without the hammer is also... yeah.
On his way to the cave known as Hype.
How can Cutsman do that without the hammer?
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. Well, after a
Na-
stop at Bonk Rocks.
Now, Hacksaw may be doing that. In the meantime, Frostbite has taken out the Helmasaur King. Will this monstrosity have something for us? Once again, nothing worthwhile. We did get a pyramid crystal out of this, but not what we're looking for. Cutsman now with the hammer.
And does the little anger dance with the hammer.
Alright. Now in the cave of unknown value. Arrows, shield, money, life, bug net. Well, variety is the spice of life, so 6 out of 10 for sayings? Question mark?
I'll give it 4 out of 10 for memes. Got a swag net and the Fisher Price shield.
Alright, Frostbite is about to learn of the shield and the bug net. But yeah, we are running low on potential locations here.
Axel did get the bottle from Stumpy and was able to route in the useless shovel check. That'll at least be convenient when he makes it back to Village of Outcasts. That Mirror Uncle obviously paying off.
That is true, but now we have a Grove Cave check. Second bottle. So, similar to Kakariko Village, we have 2 bottles right by each other.
Black finally into his Helmasaur King fight. Meanwhile, we're digging in Hacksaw's page.
Yeah, just waiting for the slow-mo item motion. There we go, folks. With that glove in hand, Hacksaw has full, proper Dark World access.
And that is just in time for the route up to Village of Outcasts, actually.
Yeah. Just from
Yeah, 'cause
the
he
other
was-
end.
He was pretty much stuck until he found either Titan's Mitts or, well, really, you couldn't find Titans without the Power Glove. You couldn't have got to Village, though.
However, that seemed to take a huge number of digs to pull off.
It did. Well, it's a random number, 1 through 30. Sometimes you get lucky. Sometimes you've got to dig half the field up. Looked like 20 digs if I counted correctly.
It was close to that. Now Cutsman. and now Cutsman is taking the dig, and Hacksaw is about to dive into Dark World. But first, let's visit the young and sickly, see if they have a reward for us. They do, just not one we were hoping for.
Nonetheless, we will accept it with much appreciation. Poor sick kid. Frostbite forgetting he doesn't have Titans just yet. Gonna have to take the long way around.
And chat is wondering, the library was checked, it had nothing of importance.
No, nothing of importance, and they did have boots at that point, so they would have picked it up.
Hacksaw going to check out what some call the brewery portion of the Village of Outcasts. Apparently someone left a bad tip. So, let's just dive right in.
Fair
Welcome
enough.
to
4
Thieves' Town,
items to
everyone.
be found.
Exactly.
First chest being that small key. Luckily, they have the hammer in their hands, so it's not going to be that much of a concern. Chest 2 having that guaranteed big key in the first 4. Cutsman, meanwhile, is taking the dip in the Skull Woods, going to look for the 2 items there.
My apologies, Arborelia. I'm trying to keep it at a, I guess you can say I'm trying to show excitement, but I'm trying to also not be loud here. I apologize if it's not coming through clearly. There is the first item, from what I saw in Skull Woods, 10 arrows. And was there anything worthwhile in the front half of Thieves' Town?
Nothing that I seen front half of Thieves or the front half of Skull. Do find the Cane of Burna in the Gipto chest of Skull Woods, choosing not to go on for the second item though.
Also, it makes sense that Thieves' Town has all the money.
Well, yes, from a lore standpoint, it does. Cutsman's heading up to check the Bumper Cave. Makes sense. Cape in hand. And is
Oh,
well
good
rewarded.
idea.
Remembers
Hello.
to charge that sword for that murder dactyl too. That's something I forget.
Hello there, Hookshot. What are you doing up there? Why are you making things kind of evil for the runners? Oh wait, that is because this is the buy race for the Challenge Cup, where if our runners want that buy, they have to fight for it.
Yes, and with 5, 10, and no runners, it's going to be one heck of a fight.
Also, Frostbite and Hacksaw do have knowledge. Tower of Hera does not need a basement dive.
And that is at least comforting knowledge.
Also, what did I just say about Thieves' Town having all the money? 'Cause Thieves' Town has all the money.
Well, he is called Blind the Thief for a reason. We are going to get the first of our very scripted fights here on Hacksaw's side.
But first, a pun. Any old sword will make the cut here.
Blind puns really make my day, let me tell you.
Well, that one actually was a cut above the rest.
Fair enough. Hacksaw losing the scripting just a little, letting him drop to the bottom. That's not where you want him to be at. But gets the kill nonetheless. With 11 hearts, I guess, it's to be said.
Frostbite, do not open the big chest. You will lose out on your 777. Do not lose out on that luck. We know that's going to happen.
Right.
I at least tried.
It's not like you do a bunch of damage for having 777s in this game.
That is true. Also, interesting, Frostbite did not lift the block. Maybe thinking you needed Titan's Mitts, but...
Well, if you actually go if you go from blind cell chest to the big chest that block will respawn is why. It'll only stay despawn if you only go to blind cell and back because of the number of room transfers.
Oh, trying to save a little bit of speed. I gotcha.
That's why NMG runners will take that conveyor back.
Hacksaw checking out the graveyard ledge. Vanilla piece of heart.
Did Hacksaw skip by the grave or the bumper cave? He's gonna regret doing that.
I do not know, unfortunately. Now, I did not see what was in King's Tomb. I know Cutsman went through previously. We're about to find out what's in there now. Another piece of heart. There are a lot of vanilla pieces of heart this go around.
That there are. If nothing else, we're gonna have a healthy seed. And Hacksaw is continuing on to, I believe, Catfish. We'll have the money to rat in Zora with this as well. Frostbite getting his hook shot.
And chat is asking for our runners to swap over to East Death Mountain. Perhaps with this hookshot that Frostbite is picking up now, we may see that.
Even without hookshot, all 4 runners can reach it because they have a combination of hammer and mirror. Although, they will need to go back for that hookshot at some point on Frostbite's side. Hopefully Top Life stops Bumper Cave as well, seeing that cape in his inventory.
We can confirm Catfish only had a small amount of money, so no go there.
Catfish giving a starter fund for the Zora scan.
So, at this point, here is King Zora, 500 rupees. Life, love, or worth? Life.
Or explosives. Well, at least now we know Zora did not have the second glove.
And for our runners, I don't know if that's relief or not here. Either way.
Yeah, at the very least, they know they didn't gamble incorrectly with Aggie.
So, would you prefer to take care of Death Mountain now, or just knock out Swamp Palace?
Honestly, I would take Death Mountain. There's many more items than Swamp, and it's quicker. Although, they are still lacking Titan's Mitts for the full exposure. Frostbite finally picking up his tempered sword.
And Top Life getting some more pieces of heart, which are very prevalent this go-around.
A moment of truth for Top Life. Do we stop at that bumper cave or not?
Top Life is skipping it. Hacksaw checking out Spectacle Rock. Outside had 20 rupees. Inside, bombs. Is Hacksaw going to go for the telepathic tile, though?
Looks to be not. Frostbite, meanwhile, is taking the other suggestion. He is hitting Swamp Palace. It is still a very decent choice. I mean, it's a crystal. It's a pyramid crystal, in fact. He'll be able to route that in with Pyramid Fairy directly afterwards.
So, D-Specs is asking about our 5th runner, and that is actually a fair question. So, what I'm going to do is... Oh, hold on. The 4th sword is going to be located in Swamp Palace. So, Ganon is going to be easy to take out today.
Well, Ganon was already easy just with Tempered. This just makes it a joke. And the unfortunately timed hint about Graveyard Ledge.
And Top Life finally learns about Hookshot Cave.
Well, that's 3 runners. Meanwhile, Hacksaw is having a bit of unlucky time with the dead rock up there.
Okay, for those that are wondering regarding RD Walsh's end, I do have it pulled up on my end. I can confirm that they are currently exploring the village of Outcasts area, probably going to quickly stop by the sick kid, I think. But I'm going to keep most of my focus on the featured 4. But, you know, we do have 5 runners. It is only fair that we check in now and then.
It is fair.
However, Frostbite doesn't want to go item searching, just going to eliminate Swamp Palace right now.
That could be risky.
Okay, that is a fair question, D-Spags. If it ends up that RD Walsh uncovers anything before our featured 4, I am not going to comment on it, unless it's something game-breaking, like the silver arrows that Frostbite just got. So depending on how quickly our runners... Yeah, so depending on how quickly our runners go mode Swamp Palace, that may... You know, I think most of our runners are going to get that. In the meantime, Top Life is in Spike Cave. Ouch! It's a unique item, but the one unique item no one wants to run into, the single arrow.
Frostbite making quick work of Argus with the Tempered Sword.
And, when did we miss Hacksaw get a flute?
I was right in the middle of Paradox, I believe.
So, based off of the combination of Frostbite's exploration and Hacksaw's hint found in Hair, I believe, the gold sword is on West Side Swamp.
This also means we've got to find, at minimum, 2 more items for at least no mode, depending on what medallions are required. All we know we have to find is, well, I guess really only Canis Mary and Titan's Mitts.
I think you've been watching a few too many Enemizer, Steve. We're missing an Ice Rod. Oh, wait. Hacksaw has that. Probably in Paradox as well, since I haven't seen our runners go there. Yes. Again, I've been focusing more on the left 2, since I was initially tracking those.
Right, and it's interesting. He has both the ice rod and flute, but he actually missed his hook shots. So, I mean, I would assume the other runners, at least one of them, will be heading up the paradox soon. Meanwhile, we have all 4 runners in Swamp Palace.
So, Relkin96 asks about the hint. Something sharp is in Swamp Palace. There are 1 or 2 items left. One of them has to be a sword, because that is the something sharp. So, Frostbite is going to be the first to be gold. Sirlenko? No, it does not count as sewers, but I thought it said swamp.
Yeah, I believe it said sewers. It might have been referring to the sword and back of escape.
If that's the case, I apologize, folks. I had misread that. Yes. I have been infected with the Willard J. Bradley curse. I apologize. Now I'm the one that's bad. Of course, since we got the big key, we have to head all the way back to this chest and reveal. Oh my gosh, the the mitts are in there.
That is Value Swamp. And that just leaves us a cane short. Once again, barring the medallion requirements.
Now, Frostbite is just going to dive straight into Ice Palace, I believe? But I didn't see them get any additional magic. I mean, they have half magic, so it may not matter. But keep in mind, no Stamaria. At least none that I had seen.
Should be fine as long as we know a bomb jump. Which I imagine the 10-0 racers at this point, everyone would.
Well, even without the bomb jump, technically we everything on hand in order to actually full clear. We would just have to take a longer route.
Correct.
Top Life and Cutsman going to deal with Argus. Hacksaw doing left side first, I believe, and in this case, this will reduce the number of repeats.
Correct. It's worth mentioning, Top Life's going to have a little bit of a harder time with Argus.
Oh,
that
you asked
sword
about a
takes
cane?
2 slashes. I'm sorry?
You asked about a cane?
I did ask
First
about
chest,
a cane.
Ice Palace.
Nice. At this point, is almost going to wish they knew the medallion requirements. If it was Bombos on both, they could go mode this.
So at this point, yeah, we are just, I mean, we're either already in effectively go mode at, 54:30, or we have to deal with, hold on, let me see that hint. Joys of the instant replay feature. Well, joys of the come instant replay feature, and we already found that.
And I'm sorry, I must have missed it. Did Top Life not kill Argus? I got distracted by a cane.
That may very well be the case. Either that or...
Well, I mean, I was just mentioning he's got to be extra careful with the fight with the Master Sword and low health. I must have missed it.
Going for it again. I mean, if you're not careful, Argus can go awry rather dangerously. I should know, I've actually fallen to Argus.
It happens, especially with Master Swords. Sometimes you just get unlucky with your iframes.
Alright, focus on Hacksaw for a second. Medallion check number 1 is going to be delayed, heading into the Mire shed first. Cutsman... Did Cutsman pick up the cane? Certainly passed by the room.
It looks like he did on the Restreams tracker. He does not have it marked on his own tracker.
And
Yep.
I had barely missed that look on the Medallion check, confirming again.
I checked on the Restream, but it didn't look like you went close enough for me to see on that small screen.
So, chat, this is where we rely on you on this one. What was that medallion for Mire? In the meantime, bigger shield. And Top Life has now taken out Argus. And it looks like all 3 items were found in Ice Palace, and according to folks that are watching on Hacksaw's stream, it's Quake.
Well, that at least makes me feel better. I tried to see it and couldn't see it. I'm glad everybody else missed it. But Quake it is. That means we're going to have to find another medallion.
At least one. We may need Ether as well, depending on how kind Turtle Rock is. In the meantime, Top Life is in Paradox Cave.
Gonna pick up a majority of the items required. And with the Titan's bits in hand, we'll be able to check Hookshot and give us some information on Turtle Rock.
Agina has interesting things to say, apparently.
Yes, he does. Thank you, Hacksaw.
Ah, flute along with an extra bottle and the ice rod all in there. Unfortunately, missed the bomb jump, and chat, I admit I missed if Top Life got the mitts. We will find out shortly. Well, once we get a pause anyway.
I thought he had, but no, according to the tracker, actually, he did skip out on him. Maybe after his death with Argus.
Now Frostbite is going to head towards Death Mountain, and Hacksaw is soon about to have a cane. In the meantime, what's in Spiral Cave today? The 4th bottle. Wow, we had 2 pairs of bottles that were all close to each other. That's kind of rare.
Top Life's finally going to join the Tempered Sword crew. And Frostbite will actually be the first on Dark Death Mountain.
Well, not quite yet. Instead, actually go. Wow, we're actually going to combine a Paradox check with a Super Bunny check.
Hey, if it works. Tuxman was actually going for the NMG Cold Stare strat. Gets him in the corner, but loses him at the very end. Fortunately, he does enough damage. It's very quick cleanup. Frostbite opening his treasure trove just as Swag Duck comes out on top life screen.
And now Frostbite has the ability to summon the duck. As, oh, look at Hacksaw's side. We are going to get our second medallion check.
And we've got Bombos. So Turtle Rock is full clearable at this point. I don't blame Hacksaw. He's opening it and probably going to clear it.
Seems a little soon to clear. Let's remember, typically you want to... Yeah, that's what I figure. Turtle Rock is typically the last spot you want to think about clearing. Also, Powder and Super Bunny.
Well, yeah, but if you're already up here, it's 6 items. I would go ahead and clear it if I'm up here. Who knows? Quake can be there, and it's not like you save any time by go-moding it, really.
Also, thank you, Sir Link-a-Lot, the other tracker. Hacksaw is still missing a hook shot. So Hacksaw...
He'll only get 1 chest in here then.
Yeah, it's going to be funny if this ends up being Quake. Nope, just a blue boomerang. And wait, Hacksaw? Hacksaw the hover?
Frostbite jumping straight into Turtle Rock. He had it for a moment, but Hacksaw falls and just nopes out. Looks like he is also going to run Turtle Rock.
It is possible to finish Turtle Rock without the hook shot, if I recall correctly. Wow. There's Quake. First chest in Turtle Rock.
And let me double check on his tracker. That might be go mode.
That is. At the 1 hour 4 minute mark, Frostbite has everything necessary, so we can call go mode here.
Looks to be that Cutsman's doing his Dark Death Mountain ascent here momentarily. He should be joining the others in Turtle Rock as the second in go mode potentially. Unfortunately, Hacksaw still missing that hook shot in Bumper Cave, and Top Life's got to go back to Swamp. I believe Top Life still has to make the dip in Ice Palace as well.
That is correct. So we're actually having a rare Mothula kill right now. As Frostbite expertly navigates around the chain chumps. So technically, Top Life could check out what the hospital has, but we know it's not going to be anything important. For that matter, the Pyramid Fairy is not going to have anything important. Frostbite temporarily living the life of a Troupple. Cutsman opening the way. Hacksaw dressing up for Halloween, and Top Life about to be disappointed by a catfish.
It's got a better deal going on than Scamfish.
And Frostbite, well, I think those are celebratory slashes because this means Laser Bridge is not required. At least as long as you don't open the vanilla big key chest, which in this case had the map.
I believe it did, and I think Hacksaw is going to confirm or deny that momentarily. Obviously, still looking for their hook shot.
But Hacksaw missed the hint that said that there was nothing worthwhile in Mimic Cave. And, oh! Cutsman taking a death. I had missed what the cause was.
Got caught by a spike roller.
Ouch. The pain. The
Those
agony.
things are dangerous.
Well, speaking of dangerous... Try next. Alright, Osfala, what do you have? Full health.
I believe Frostbite just got his flute while up here on this trip to the mountain, correct? So he's just treating this like go mode. And understandably so, he's got a 2/3 chance. Batsman, on the other hand, should realize it's go mode when he picked up Quake.
And Hacksaw is going to have to go to Laser Bridge.
Yeah, he's still looking for that hook shot. He's checking there anyway.
And Top Life is clearing Hera.
Top Life doesn't have quite as many options. He missed those Titans mitts, so he can't really get in the Ice Palace or any of the Dark Death Mountain.
That is true.
And that's why I say over and over again, you don't gamble Swamp. If you check it, it's going to be trash, but at least you know it'll be trash. If you skip it, it'll have something. This case being the bid key for your Titans mitts.
Frostbite celebrating the release of the duck.
And momentarily, we will have, well, after some bottle buys, we will have the official announcement of Go Mode once he sees Quake.
Top Life just finished Tower of Hera, I believe.
Looks like he may be finally going back in the swamp.
Alright, Frostbite is now... Yeah, he can just go through everything at this point.
Right, the question now is, do we have a Godmire?
It would certainly be nice.
Should I also throw up a expert kill by Hacksaw on the Trinex?
I agree. Cutsman now going through... Oh, Laser Bridge actually had blue mail.
Hey,
So
that's
in this...
always a welcome find.
So that means Frostbite missed out on some armor.
Yes, blue mail is something you always definitely want. However, I feel with all of these runners being 10-0, I don't think it's so much a necessity for them as much as a comfort at this point. Speaking of 10-0 runners, every one of these runners came out at the very top of their groups. If anybody in these group matches deserve a follow, it's these runners right here. Give them a follow. They've certainly earned it.
And do not forget about my commentary partner, Seto10987, our restreamer Trezco, and our primary tracker, Sirlinkalot777.
And don't let Wolfman be modest. He has managed to restream several of our races as well. He deserves a big shout out as well. Gotta love those midair dance moves by Hacksaw just now, trying to make it back on the platform.
Alright, chat is asking for a quick update regarding our 5th runner, RD Walsh. I can confirm that RD Walsh has the hook shot, but I don't think RD Walsh is, ahead right now. So that is the Player 5 report. Also, Frostbite... Oh, is the big key... Oh, the big key is in the last small chest that most runners would check out. There we go.
He is on his way. With silver arrows in his pocket, this should be a joke fight at this point.
And Top Life is about to learn. Yep, Titan's mitts were there the entire time.
Runners never learn their lesson on Swamp Palace.
Cutsman... Well, it now knows that they can enter. Top Life, you need to enter Turtle Rock for that, unfortunately.
Might as well mention now, considering Vitreous is going to be a very fast fight. This should make Crystal number 7? Yes, Crystal 7 for Frostbite here, so we should be headed to Ganon's Tower here shortly.
Well, let's not count our crystals before they form here. Vitreous has taken out many runners before, and do remember, Frostbite only has green mail.
Yeah, but he's got silvers.
Also, Top Life is in Desert.
Oh, he's actually gonna go the spin slash strat.
Yeah, and actually managed to hit Vitreous themselves, and thus only requiring 1 arrow.
Beautiful,
So-
vitreous fight.
So with that in mind, that is 7 crystals. So it's time to get this bot working again. The Frostbite is about to enter Ganon's tower. We need a big key for Ganon's tower in order to actually finish the game. So once the bot says so, please put in your bet between 1 and 22 inclusive integers only, where you think that big key is going to be located. Unfortunately, I don't know how to work the bot, so... And, oh, I had missed it. The mushroom was the left side item. Alright, Frostbite
While we
is
work-
going in... There we go.
There we go. I'm guessing 13. What about you, Wolfman?
I'm going 10. If Math Girl were here, she would bet 22.
Always 22, I've noticed.
Alright, Top Life skipping Desert, going into the Pyramid Fairy. But, oh gosh, Top Life does not want to go to Turtle Rock at all. I don't blame him, but at the same time... Oh, we know that this is not the right play.
Nope. Meanwhile, Hacksaw is still yet to go find that bumper cave.
Alright, betting is closed. Number 1, small key. Number 2, map.
And we have a right play.
Hi, tile room. Bye, tile room.
Probably will not be back.
Unless, of course, Math Girl ended up haunting this seed.
It would happen the one time she's not here, wouldn't it?
Let's find out. Hurdling the Samaria block, nicely done. Number 3, red rupee. Number 4, piece of heart. Number 5, another piece of heart. Number 6, another piece of heart.
Looks like
Alright.
Top Life may be heading back up the mountain again.
Alright, we're going left side. Number 7 is going to be on the torch. Small key, we're going to pick that up and basically ruin the special anti-fairy. Many call him Bob for some reason.
Well, considering he's dead now, he don't have a name anymore.
Seto, you need to respect the dead a little more. Speaking of dead, Dark Magician Room. Number 8, 300. Number 9, Blue Rupee.
And very trolly Stalfos.
Number 10, mine, Small Key. Number 11, Mirror Shield. Number 12 is... nope. That's 20.
Heading off
We
the
are-
rando room.
Almost. We still have to go through the fire bar room.
Yeah. I guess I shouldn't forget that room. It's 13. I guess 13 even.
Well, in this case, it's not going to be 13. 13 is going to be right here. Will this pay off for you, Seto? No, it will not. Bombs.
Ah, so sad. I'll win one of these days.
Alright, 14 through 17. Let's see, 14, bombs, 15, piece of heart, 16, full hearts, 17, red rupee, oh no. 4 chests left before the dreaded tile room.
It's like Top Life's doing the Smith sequence. We have not actually got to see this yet. We know it's nothing valuable, though.
And we're also going to see what's in MC Hammer's vault, apparently. Okay. Let's see. Hammer Peg Cave, piece of heart, chest number 18. That's where Ether went. Oh boy, we have to do an Armos Knights fight, and we may not even have to. Oh boy. Hang on, folks. We may have a tile room here.
Well, why not? If they're earning a buy, they should have to do tile room.
Well, we're going to find out shortly. Chest number 19. Compass, chest 20. Red rupee, 21. Bombs, it's tile room! Math girl, we're going to have words if you can hear this!
Nice. Gutsman and Hacksaw are just cleaning up bosses at this point. And we are heading off to the dreaded tile room.
Oh well, get out your cape, get a wall, and grab on. It's a bumpy ride.
Be sure to grab that wall and save your magic.
Tile room. Of course it had to happen in this tournament sometime.
You gotta imagine Frostbite's anxiety right now, just waiting this out.
And... oh, golden sword was on purple chest! And folks are saying that, another piece of armor was found, but either way, Top Life finally has the big key at 22. We can close the game, Tresco. Who was the closest to 22?
Yay! The closest to 22 actually was... well, Kato bet at 16, so I guess...
We'll take it.
One time, nobody wanted to play Trolley with the big key game. Right, so it is just straight execution now for Frostbite, making his way up that tower. Makes a very clean cannonball run.
And, sorry Tesla Coil, you didn't actually do the proper bet to win. But speaking of win, we forgot to talk about what the actual prize is.
Oh yes, what is our prize today?
Our prize is a lifetime supply of randomizer seeds. Catobet, all you have to do is go to https://ALttPR.com and get all of the randomizer seeds for a link to the past randomizer that your heart desires, and then offer will keep on existing until the next major version, not available in Nebraska.
Oh, funny enough, I heard that was the random prize for anybody watching as well.
What can I say? I have plenty of links.
And was I mistaken, or did Hacksaw just use a hammer dash through that skull there and the skull actually stay on the screen?
I had missed that, unfortunately.
I might just be crazy. I swore he just went through it and it stayed there.
Alright, Frostbite has to deal with the 2 quad torch rooms. First one is easy. Second one is a different type of time limit. Top Life at least taking out Ice Palace now. Same with Hacksaw.
And it's another Rip Bob for Kutzman.
Everyone is going to get that small key. There's no question about it.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, that's where the book went. So that meant if we did have to go into Desert Palace, it was through the Dark Mire area.
It's common.
Frostbite, you thief! That was Moldorm's last possession!
Seems like everybody these days likes to rob the worm. It's their little payback for Tower of Hera. And we've got the Aggie 2 fight. So far, a 1 and a 2. And a Rage Bonk. And a very friendly pattern for a 4, 5, and 6.
And now, Frostbite is approaching Ganon.
Yeah, so green mail maybe, but 13 hearts, tempered sword. 10 and 0 runner should not have an issue. Once again, this is rando. I use the word should.
What are the words of wisdom for the day? Why roll... That went by a little fast, but apparently there are things to rule over besides a desert. Anyway, it is time for the 4 phases of Ganon. Distraction, destruction, wait a second. This isn't Wind Waker Rando, pardon me.
And gets the friendliest phase 2 positioning in the game.
And already on phase 3.
Meanwhile, Kutzman is almost to the point of realization. Tile room. After, of course, a quick dance with the Armus on ice.
Oh, that's where the other mail was. It was on Mad Batter.
And here we go, 4 shots with the silvers.
Ooh, unfortunately, missing the torch lighting glitch, so gonna have to use a little bit more magic, but it's not gonna be a problem here.
I have actually seen runners do that deliberately. It lines them up in the middle of the room for a double, sometimes a triple. Some of the braver runners, at least.
Alright, Top Life does have a hook shot, but Frostbite will hopefully be the first to have victory. Just has to go through those doors and we can get an official SRL time. And with that, Frostbite 30-30 is in first place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 31 minutes, 12 seconds.
GG.
Yes. Congratulations, Frostbite, on winning the bye.
And with that, he will actually move on immediately to round number 2 of the brackets, skipping the scrap racing in round 1. Congrats to him.
Regarding where RD Walsh is, they are also in Ganon's Tower right now, but Cutsman currently has the positional lead from what I'm able to tell.
Should we just switch over and switch to Walsh for the rest? I guess we could.
If you want, but in the meantime, I think we should bring Frostbite in to celebrate the victory and see if they have some words for us.
And there they are. Welcome, Frostbite.
Thank you. GG's to everybody.
GG.
GG's.
Yeah, that went pretty dang well, if I may say so, honestly.
It was a mostly fast seed, though admittedly you did have to go into Turtle Rock in order to get the necessary Quake. I'm guessing that didn't feel too well.
Yeah, honestly, I was at the point where I was thinking about YOLOing and go-moding Turtle Rock and hoping that Meyer was bombos, because I hadn't checked it yet, but I figured I was going to full clear it, and then Quake was in the first chest, and that made up my mind for me. If Meyer had been Ether and Ether was on Laser Bridge, I would have ended up finishing about 2.5 hours. I just decided that this is a basically winner-takes-all race. There's no, it's not like the qualifiers for the big tournament where you're better off putting up a good time. I figured you're better off risking it and going for the win, and that's what I did. But sorry for rambling for a bit. I was thinking about it because obviously it's delayed and I had a few minutes to think about it. And a couple big decisions. The decision to go north of the Village of Outcasts and pick up the hook shot right away. I think that could have been a huge problem for people, and looking at the restream for a couple of the runners, it might have been. And then the decision to first go to Swamp Palace before going up Death Mountain, and then go back into Swamp Palace and pick up those mitts. Those were the big decisions. And then basically I hit the Paradox Cave. I'd had a hint saying there was a unique item in there. I figured it was going to be the flute. It ended up being both the flute and the ice rod, and I basically was thinking about go-moding from that point on. It really couldn't have gone better for me for a routing perspective, though.
No, that was every point that a lot of the runners missed, especially with that bumper cave, like you said, and with Swamp Palace having those Titans mitts.
Yeah, that bumper cave, I would blame them a little bit. The Swamp Palace one, man, I don't blame anyone for skipping left side swamp. I normally do, but I just figured you made this play, you might as well clear it out. But the bumper cave, that early cape, it always, obviously it was an Aga seed, so you think the cape is required for the Aga, but like that bumper cave, I find so many times there's things there, and it kills me sometimes, right? Like, and it's really about a 30-second check once you're done Thieves Town or Skull Woods or whatever you're doing up there. But I definitely was happy I made that check. Obviously, the start was interesting because I was fairly certain we were going to be doing Aga. But then it kept going on, and then I found those flippers, and the risky part of me just wanted to say ignore the flippers and do Aga, but it's like 7 checks or something like that, and that's sort of the only decision that I regret making. And I figured it was the right play. But no, it went really well for me, other than not finding a male and feeling a little bit risky the whole race about getting bumped around. But I played quite well, and I routed it basically perfectly. I mean, my map is impressively green on my tracker after this. I skipped so many overworld spots.
Yes, and we can hear the excitement in your voice, and rightly so. First place in the winner's bye after going 10-0 in groups. GG, sir.
Thank you. I actually went 9-0 because we unfortunately had a runner drop out, and it's like 9-0. Like, God, I could have gone 7-2 in those races, or 6-3. It was very lucky, just like this race. Obviously, it's rando. Luck does play some role in it, but there was definitely a lot of scenarios where I easily could not have been in this race, and a lot of runners in this tournament I know who easily also could have been in this race. Just a lot of the names I know, like Chizame and Magnificent and Sinhi, and lots of great runners that even though we didn't quite make the tournament, we played pretty darn well.
So then I guess, I mean, you at least get to relax a little bit, and you probably want to, especially since, our apologies, but apparently Tile Room had to show up at least once in this Challenge Cup.
Oh, of course it did. It's never a jet seed without Tile Room, right? Like, I was going into GT at like 119 or something like that, and I was like, oh yeah, this is going to be good time. And then, you know, Tile Room, you never make the play first time, but sometimes you just get a feeling that it's going to be there. And I was honestly thinking about doing it with the key there. People that know me know I'm not normally a right side first in GT goer. I tend to play first two chests and then go left side, but I thought I had routed it very well and I was ahead, and I didn't want to get messed up by someone making that gamble. But I also thought I was far enough ahead that I could do Tile Room right away and just remove any possible gamble that could have been made. But you know, I'm not good enough that I ever really feel that far ahead, but I knew I'd routed it very well.
I have to ask, how was your anxiety sitting there in that Tile Room?
You know, I knew it was there, right? I was just you know, if you make that Tile Room gamble and it works for you, like, just good on you, because that is such a high risk, high reward when it happens thing. But at that point, I figured it's not like I'd done a 3-back route, like a right, left, I'd done a fairly sane route through the thing, and I did it pretty quickly. So, no, Tile Room doesn't bother me as much as what bothers me is if it's in Rando Room, because I normally go left side, and that would have irritated me because I threw away a minute or whatever. But no, I was basically happy with that. I mean, like anyone, I can pick 100 different little nits and bonks I had, and, you know, trying to do things that I couldn't quite do. I think I tried to swim across without flippers at one point. I do that all the time. Maybe that was a previous seed, but no, I was quite happy with how it went, all in all. Look forward to looking at it back. Normally, when I get restream and I look it back, it's like, oh, those are the like 9 decisions I made that cost me 35 minutes, but this time I get to see it from the other side.
Speaking of the other side, the Cutsman has finished in second place with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 37 minutes, 51 seconds. Unfortunately, does not get the bye, and also unfortunately had to run, so we're unable to have an interview with them.
Well, definitely GG's to the Cutsman, and GG's to all of these racers in what had to have been a very, very difficult matchup. 4 undefeated racers, 5 technically undefeated racers in this tourney made it here, and unfortunately only one can come out on top.
Right now, RD Walsh is approaching the end here. We actually have them on stream now.
Our other 2 racers obviously just missing 1 item apiece, respectively Quake Medallion and Hookshot.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mark that. Top Life is in Maya right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So they got the Quake Medallion.
Yeah, my apologies. I had to cover 2 roles at once, and I can speak from experience, not the easiest thing.
I can speak from experience. No, it's not. Especially when you're calming 4 people instead of 2.
I struggle, like, I noticed about 30 minutes into the run that I hadn't marked the fire rod on my tracker as well, which is always a thing that you worry about in a big race like this. Now, luckily, I knew I had it, so it didn't really affect me, but that's, you know, I'm only thinking about one guy, you know what I mean? I understand it can be challenging when there's 4 and you're doing comms and tracking.
So then, Top Life should be heading into GT here next, then.
Which means we will have yet another victim for the Tile Room Chronicles. And Hacksaw is still forgetting about Bumper Cave, which, who would want to go there anyway? I get it, but at the same time, it's unfortunate.
It is. All the other runners actually ran right past Tile Room and went and checked Graveyard Ledge early. Just obviously, our one runner, Frostbite, went straight to Bumper Cave. Now, two of those others finally went back, but Hacksaw is yet to go.
And Hacksaw. Okay, I don't know if I am looking on Hacksaw's personal stream right now. Hacksaw has all 3 pendants.
Oh, buddy.
Hacksaw may actually go for the blind pedestal pull. We know it's bombs, but
It doesn't matter. Head hype, here we go. Who would have thought we'd get a head pull in this race?
well, apparently RD Walsh didn't. they got 3rd place with an official SRL time of 1 hour 42 minutes 10 seconds.
Are we able to get RD Walsh in here for a interview?
I think we can, but first, here's the ped pull. Hacksaw, enjoy your bombs.
The Master Bombs.
Okay, now we can.
Also, we're just bringing Top Life and Walsh in together. Welcome, guys. Since the screen is already full, we won't see you on the restream, but hey, everyone, know that they are there and that they are talking. GG to both of you.
Thanks.
Yo, thanks, GG Frostbite. Yeah, this was a okay seed.
Thanks, guys. GG's. Yeah, I got lucky with my routing for sure.
So, just Top Life. I'm guessing the hook shot took a little bit for you, if I recall correctly.
Did it? I don't think the hook shot was the problem. It's more the mitts.
Yeah, those
mitts as
Titans
well.
mitts.
Yeah.
Like, I went kind of straight up there to where the hookshot location is. I don't think that was that much time there.
Some of you had problems with it. I may have been mixing it up. I know that Hacksaw struggled a little with that. Still struggling. Yeah, item placement in this seed was kind of evil. I mean, you said it yourself, Titan's Mitts and Big Chest Swamp.
Let's not skip out the Tile Room.
It was kind of like 50-50 if I just went down into Swamp Palace straight away to have the Dark World access, or going around, and I skipped Swamp, and that kind of hurt me. And then I skipped the left side when I first went in there later, so...
So I don't know if anyone got this on my stream, if anyone had this on, but I went Swamp after having to double the Palace of Darkness, and I felt like such a smart boy after pulling the mitts out because they weren't hookshot locked. I'm like, okay, obviously the hookshot's going to be in Mire or something. And then I went to clear out Thieves Town, and then it was just on Bumper Cave, and I'm like, oh, well, now I very lost this one.
Right, Ned. In the very beginning in the Dark World, actually, Frostbite immediately checked those that Bumper Cave out and had the hookshot probably before anybody.
Yeah, Walsh, that's funny. I was just about to make that play. Because I'd still left some places in the Light World, but I was definitely going in Swamp before I checked Zora or any of those junk spots, Gina. But luckily I found was it the glove was a dig game or something like that, but I was already mentally prepared for going in Swamp, and then I found the gloves and I was like, ooh, don't have to do that. But I don't blame you for making that play, because I thought about it strongly too. It's basically 4 checks, same amount, same time, puts you in a better spot for checking the ones further on if you don't hit it right. I really strongly thought about that play.
I'm
Right, yeah, and, like-
terribly sorry, by the way. The server just decided to crash for whatever reason, because the Discord API is somewhat down right now. So the timer is just a little off right now. I'm really sorry about that. Stream should be back now, but yeah.
Back for me, I'm good.
Yeah, and we just saw Hacksaw just staring at the hookshot like, really?
Oh man. And just think, he's still gonna discover Tile Room.
Oh yeah, that's
Well-
right. I was gonna say I came in here like right when you guys were saying that Frostbite deserved to have Tile Room because he was gonna get the bye. What about the rest of us? We had to go through.
Fair enough, guys. You all made the lossless race here, though. I mean, there's that. I didn't make it that near that far, so GG's for that.
No, thanks. Yeah, that was kind of my mindset, like, coming into here. Like, if I lose this race, like, I would have to play another round of brackets. But, like, kind of like what Frostbite said in their interview, like, I very easily could have lost 2, even 3 games in brackets. So I was just fortunate to be here in the first place. And, yeah, like, no regrets about anything I did in this race.
Right, you guys all put on one amazing performance. GG's to everyone in this race. Anybody out there, any one of these racers deserve a follow. I mean, look at them. They made it this far. But any comments on the seed yourself?
It was certainly a seed of Link to the Past randomizer. Yeah.
Well, that it was.
Alright.
It was a seed where you got a lot in the beginning, and then yeah, you have a few checks here and there, so those can easily give a huge disparity between people.
Right, and Top Life with the 17 hearts right now. Healthy seed.
And I even skipped 2 full heart containers.
So I know that this commentary room, it has a lot of people in it, but can we attempt to drag Hacksaw in anyway? Hacksaw, you saw the light, and hopefully it did not burn. GG.
Thanks. GG, all you guys.
Hey, GG's on even making it to this race. That's one amazing accomplishment, just making it undefeated through those groups.
Yeah, making it here felt pretty good. That race, though, I'd like a do-over, please.
Sorry, but one item location does not a do-over allow.
Man.
And Top Life just getting that tire room big key. Oh man.
Yeah, I just can't wait to see what this item collection rate is for me, because, yeah.
It'll be up there.
That's the only sad thing about a Tile Room, in my opinion, is that instead of having an incredible collection rate, I have a collection rate of 144. It could have been about 119 or something like that, I think.
Alright, but other than the troublesome 1 location, or 2 if you want to count Tile Room, how was the rest of the seed, Hacksaw?
Well, it felt like it went pretty good. Yeah, it's already past Ice Palace. Like, going into Ice Palace and finding Kane, I was like, okay, I've got Kane, I've got Mitts. Let's just go up the mountain, see if I can get into Turtle Rocks. If I can, I can beat it. And sure enough, I get in there, and usually you find something good on Laser Bridge. So I was like, this has got to be the play. This has got to be the play. And there was no hook shot up there. So, yeah, I kept looking for a hook shot forever.
Well, at the very least, we do thank you for pulling the pedestal, even if admittedly we already knew what it was by that point.
Hey, yeah, you were the one runner that gave us some pet hype. We always love that.
Glad I could entertain.
And entertain you did. Just your look when your sprite's look, I should say, when that hook shot came on screen. You could feel the emotion. I've been there so many times.
Yeah, it kind of hit me. I was like, oh crap, I didn't check Bumper Cave, and we got the cape in like 2 minutes. That was yeah.
Well, if it makes you feel any better, only one of the runners in this race actually went straight up to Bumper Cave and found that. Every other runner had to return at some point, basically.
Yeah, I mean, it's an easy to forget spot, and it is what it is. I don't know. It's fun.
Well, that's the essence of rando. They wouldn't call it rando otherwise. It could have just as easily been in any other spot.
Exactly.
So, anything else you want to add about this seed in particular?
Not really, but thank you guys for the restream. Thanks for the commentary, tracking all this stuff, putting together the tournament, all that. Thank you. Big thank you for that. This has been fun, and I'm looking forward to the bracket.
Looking forward to seeing you guys in the brackets and commentating as many of those matches as I can.
Top's Life, you did notice you missed that one torch, right?
That was kind of awkward.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I played with being on tilt, but I didn't feel like being on tilt, so.
Oh, that room.
How much time can I lose in that one room?
Yeah, that might be my least favorite room in the whole game. I hate that room.
But at the very least, you did get through it. Of course, there's always the second torch room, which I sometimes consider to be worse, because one misstep and you have to fall down and do it again. So, now with the buy already figured out, hopefully the rest of you at least get a chance to relax a little bit, and we just hope that the first round isn't going to be too horrible.
Yeah, let's hope for it.
Yeah, that best thing about winning this buy is that when I go out in 2 straight matches, it'll be in the second round, so...
Well, that's one way to see it.
No, I'm joking. It's random, right? The reason I like playing rando is because I'm not quite as good as the best runners, but if I pick the right spots and they pick the worst spots, I can still win sometimes. But if we're playing NMG, I'm going to lose by 17 minutes no matter what I do. So that's why assuming that's why it's popular to watch, and that's why it's so addictive to play, right, guys? Like,
Agreed.
Come on, I even offered NMG before the race.
I've only ever done one run in my life, and it's like a 156. I'm not taking that gamble. Fighter Sword Moldorm is my nightmare.
I think the best I've ever pulled is like a 149, so count me out.
Yeah.
149 is actually kind of solid. Like, I know that like everyone has a sub 130, and so that kind of like diminishes the accomplishment. But no, 149 is like pretty good. Like, I think I'm at like a 145 with just like a disastrous Skull Woods room, so I might have wanted to take that action maybe eventually. But yeah, it's a rough thing to.
Yeah, it's an interesting, different mindset. I don't have the sort of bang my head against the wall repetitive nature to do traditional speedrunning where you're essentially trying to set PBs or whatever. That's why I like rando. You got to keep going, or you forfeit, right? And I don't have the mentality to forfeit. So rather than oh crap, I just screwed up against Land Molus, so I'm going to restart again. I just like the rando to keep playing through.
Yeah, I really picked up the NMG because it helps with execution, being able to do some of the bosses low percent or not like you're used to doing in rando, and just some of the rooms go a lot quicker if you have the NMG strats.
Yeah, for sure. I learned a lot of the NMG strats. Actually, sort of to do that, I started more picking up entrance and doing a lot of inverted for the low percent stuff, or just playing on harder modes. But no, I totally agree. It's like I'm sort of wishing I played more NMG, because I certainly play enough rando that I could do it. And I watch some of my buddies who do it, and then you watch sort of the rooms like the Ganon's Tower switch rooms and stuff like that, and they gain 5 seconds on me there. But that's sort of like the next stage of rando for me. But no, I totally would never have considered NMG until I got to the point where it started becoming maybe something that would be valuable to my rando, because I'm reaching that point.
Also, GG
We're about,
yeah.
to,
Life.
we're about to finally pick up our last big key. So many tile rooms today.
Yep.
At least we didn't have to do Hair-Tile room.
That is true. The telepathic tile did say that it was only a compass, I believe.
I didn't even come close to Hera the whole run.
Alright,
Yeah.
Top Life has officially finished now, 157.44. And Hacksaw is making, well, we know you've already, the final ascent is now on screen. I am not used to this time travel interview style.
Chat
So-
immersion. Oh,
So here we see Hacksaw going into the first room where you got to kill the dudes with the 2 arrows. And he misses with the first arrow. Come on.
Now
Here he goes
taking
into the second room.
commentary.
Here he comes. Oh, and the second arrow misses. And he gets shot by the laser in the back. He's running a little low on arrows. What's he going to do? He better grab that pot over there. Okay, he's taking a lot. And he finally makes it through.
Oh, that's funny.
Here
I'm
we
just
see a hacksaw in their natural environment.
Wow. Calmly dodging Ganon Ball Z rooms.
Oh, Ganon Ball Z gets owned.
Yeah, I that was my highlight of my race for sure. Ganon Ball Z.
Yeah, you had a pretty clean one too. Your gauntlet though was gorgeous.
Yeah, I did it well. I mean, it's half luck with the way like the guys in room 2 react specifically, and in room 4, I would argue. But
Room 2 is probably my least favorite, next to the second red mimic rooms. He's not the only one that gets shot 6 times by the beams.
that see, I see Hacksaw doesn't have silver arrows. I ran into them somewhere. I don't mind the mimic rooms with silver arrows. The mimic room with regular arrows is my nightmare, which is another direct thing I could improve by playing NMG, of course. So.
Right, those were flooded room right in swamp.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And if hook shots your go mode, of course.
Yeah, I can thank NMG for that at least. It taught me Silverless Ganon very well.
Yeah, I think those are the only 3 chests I actually skipped.
Alright, Hacksaw is now approaching the final torches, and everyone else gets to enjoy the popcorn, I guess.
Let's hope he doesn't try to light the torches with a cane.
Little late on my end, sorry.
Oh man, he tried to light the torches with a cane.
Unfortunately, the block is not made out of magical fire.
Sure, we can work on a mod for that, probably.
I would so play that. And getting ready to encounter the giant troll dorm number 2. So that's where that was.
Yep, the book was the consolation chest prize.
Pretty clean troll dorm too. Let's see if he robs the worm.
Hacksaw, you are a thief. And I actually get to tell this to you right here. You are a thief. Why did you take Moldorm's last possession?
Because Moldom is an ass.
I needed $20.
Did it have something to do with the Hera?
Nah, nothing to do with Harris. I just wanted his $20.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, not like he was going to use.
Yeah, it's not like Moldom is running into a shop and saying, "Hey, I want to grab a beer. Here's $20." Imagine that. Moldom running into a store. Not going to happen. Those stores are not Moldom friendly.
Yeah, the more you think about the whole Dark World economy and the Link to the Past
Also,
doesn't
just
make a whole
bringing
lot of
Top
sense.
Life and Watch in together. Welcome, guys.
So we're getting a bit of a lore
since
lesson
the
here.
screen is already full.
And one more time with Ganon's actually decent words of wisdom. Why rule over a desert when you can just corrupt a world into pure evil and rule over that?
A desert of stereotypes. The bad it took me 4 times to read that whole thing.
What can I say? Our runners like to go fast.
Oh, also, does Hexor, didn't you find silvers?
No, I skipped. I got to go mode swamp because hookshot was my go mode, so I never found silvers.
Oh,
So
well,
we are
at this
going to get to
point-
finish this with a silverless at least.
The silvers were in one of the 2 underwater chests.
Right chest.
Yeah, and usually I check those even if I'm in go mode because there's usually something good there whenever I'm playing. This time I was just like, I've got almost everything. Let's just go.
It kind of depends on my heart count, to be honest.
And sorry, Sir Lancelot, not all buttons are meant to be pushed.
You can push blue cane. I found that one too.
That was a solid silver list, though, to finish the race off. Only like one more, I believe. Yeah. GG to you as well, Hacksaw. And your final time was a 2:05:34. Yes, I know that before the time was actually reaching 2:05:34. Fight me.
Attention, Fresco's from the future.
Yes, I am.
It is confusing. I did see the thing in the chat saying, "Hey, join the thing for the thing, and we'll bring you in." I'm thinking, I've been sitting here 10 minutes. Why aren't these guys bringing me in? And then I figured, oh, I should load up the stream and actually watch the end of the race.
Joys of stream delay.
Yep.
Yeah, it's real annoying, but I totally understand why it happens.
I'm kind of used to it at this point just from being on the racing end so many times, but once in a while I do forget as well.
Alright, let's head over to the Nemo screen for a little while so I can finally show all around it. That's so many people in here.
Yeah,
But that's
go
fine.
for it, Trez.
That's what we have the interview screen for, so there we go. That looks cool. I like it.
8.
And we get nice little music to end the stream. So yeah, that was the winner's spy race. GG's again to Frostbite. Thanks a lot to Wolfman, to Solinkalot, and to Seto again for commentary. Sadly, Willard had to die for our sins really early because his PC couldn't handle Mr. Top Life streaming in 1080p. Just saying.
I think I scared him off.
Yeah, I scared him off.
Did I need to check my configurations?
You killed Willard's PC by streaming in 1080. That's fine
I
though.
can't stream 1080. Then I really need to check my configuration because my internet is really bad.
Somebody streamed in 1080. Wasn't it you? It doesn't matter, I guess. It's fine.
Well, it could be me, but then I really need to check my configuration.
It's not a big deal because Wolfman replaced him in a great way. So shoutouts to you again. And yeah, any final words from you guys, from the a billion people that are in here?
Yeah, I guess I just want to echo the words Hacksaw said earlier and thank everyone for organizing all of this. It's been amazing. Wolfman and Sir Link a lot and Trezco and Seto, I see your name doing all in the commentary stream all the time. Specifically want to thank Ridley Dragon for being sort of the stream or the figurehead for all this and the lead of getting this tournament up and running. And yeah, thanks to everyone in Group C. Made you guys proud. Group C for champions, like I said, and just look forward to going into the brackets.
Yeah, again, thank all you guys for all this tournament stuff, the restreams, commentary, tracking, putting it together, everything. Big thank you. This has been loads of fun. Brackets are going to be awesome. Thanks everybody for watching. Yeah, big thanks.
Yeah, I'll just echo that. Thanks to you guys for the tracking and the commentating, and also like to everyone that's been like, restreaming, tracking, commentating for races just all over this tournament. Thanks to everyone for running this tournament. GG to Frostbite again. I know that he's not in the runner command anymore, but make sure that if you're still in chat that you're following them because they're never not racing rando, it seems like. And yeah, play Celeste. That's all I have to say. Thank you guys.
Good final words. Thank you everyone. And since it's always already close to midnight for me, I'm saying have a good night. Everyone that's still in the middle of their days, have a good day, good Sunday. And we'll sign off for today. See you on ZSR for the next race.
Enjoy, everyone.
See y'all.